Let's do it.
Welcome everyone to our second AMA. We're here to kind of allow you guys to know more about Kristin, TopG's new CEO, and what changes will come with it. This AMA will be recorded, and if you guys want to pop any questions in, you can do so in AMA questions. I guess Feld and Kristin can introduce themselves as well.
Sure, happy to give a quick intro. Hey everyone, I am Kristin. I'm the new CEO of TopGG as of about 5 weeks ago. Prior to TopGG, I've worked at a couple different places in tech, mostly focusing on communities, creators, and also developers in content ecosystems. So I've worked at LinkedIn, Twitch, Pinterest, and also SoundCloud most recently. And now really excited to be here at top.gg. I guess I've also been asked where I'm based. I'm based in the Bay Area in California, and really happy to be here today and get to know all of you and answer all your questions.
Cool. So most of you guys probably already know me, considering I've been here for a year. But I'm Mike. I was the old CEO, turning into CTO now. I'm from Amsterdam, and I like sushi way too much.
All right. I guess we can jump into the questions here. And I guess the first one is to Kristin. What is the thing you enjoy most about working at TopGG so far?
Oh my gosh. So there's a lot of things I really enjoy, but I would say, honestly, it's really been the people. Everyone on the team is fantastic. All of the volunteer staff I've met have been really welcoming, vocal, and great. And I love hearing feedback from the community, from all of you here, both good and bad. I think that level of transparency is really important. So that's honestly been the best. I think one of the things that one of the reasons I wanted to join Top.gg was when Vel told me that there was such a vibrant and involved community and a vocal community. So that's been really, really fun so far. And I'll also say it's Top.gg is 100% remote and 100% international. And so just getting to work with people from all over the world has been really incredible so far.
Awesome. A more personal question, I guess, with regards to games is, which do you prefer, Minecraft or Terraria?
So for me, oh gosh, it's okay. I might get bullied for this. I don't know. I've only played Minecraft, so I haven't played Terraria. So I'm gonna have to go with Minecraft. But I guess maybe I'll have to try Terraria and get back to you, but
Minecraft is a very good game, so I don't think you'll lose there. I guess a question to Veld here. What is the percentage of TopGG's code base, and how much of it is still legacy code?
Yeah, it's a good question. There is I think a rough percentage would be 30% is legacy. It's kind of complicated because right now, as I mentioned last time, is that we are kind of in the whole thing where we have to support both. So getting rid of that last 30% is probably the hardest part. But we are looking into turning that into zero.
Awesome. I guess towards Kristin, as the new TopGG CEO of TopGG, what is your impression of our current community?
my impression so far has been it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying all of the more serious business questions or product questions at TopGG, but also who else would ask me what my favorite flavor of Pop-Tart is? But I honestly, in all honesty, the community has been really vocal, fun. There's a lot going on, which I think is great. So I think it's been a really good for first impression, and I appreciate all the feedback that you've been giving about the site. It shows that you care, and so thank you.
Yeah, big agree on that side. Also, please continue doing so. Even if
Yes.
the opinions sometimes are a little bit strong, it helps us grow into a better product.
By far, the most important question here is if you watch anime, sub or dubbed.
Oh, subtitles all the way.
Oh,
I
thank
do
God.
not. Yeah, no, I do not like dub. I guess yeah, it's not. I can't. If something's dubbed, I really can't watch it. Um, so
What about you,
yes.
Val?
Only sub.
Oh, okay, good. We
I
can skip
cannot
the rest.
stand the voice acting.
We're in full agreement there.
Um, I guess this is a two-part question here, and it's so will you take ownership of the Discord server over from Vald, and will bots and bot reviewers and moderators get paid? I guess I can answer the second question, but the first one being, will Vald be giving you ownership of the Discord server?
I'll let Veld answer this one.
Hey, come on, man! Don't do me like this.
No, no, I could try. I mean, Veld and I are both part of the top GG exec team, so I don't think it matter. Like
Yeah.
it's Veld, yeah, it doesn't
Uh,
matter to me.
Honestly, we just came to the conclusion of it really doesn't matter who owns the server. The only thing that it gives is a crown. We both already are admins anyway.
Yeah.
All right, and I guess for the second question, so we do pay part of our volunteer team currently, and we have done for I think around a year now. Currently, we pay our moderators a certain amount of money for doing their responsibilities, and potentially we'll grow this in the future. But we do pay our part of our volunteer team for the work that they do on our site, and we kind of want to grow this in the future, and we want to reward those who kind of help keep Top GG in motion with that regard. The next question here is, what is your favorite genre of music?
Oh gosh. Um, it's okay. I feel like any genre I might get more bullied, but honestly, it's EDM. Maybe because I don't know if it's a Bay thing, but I really like
Yo,
EDM. So that's
that's
gotta be my favorite.
that's such an umbrella term. Like,
I
just
know.
grabs everything electronic.
I know. But I listen to a mix of everything, honestly.
What about you, Veld?
I listen exclusively to songs that have gone trending on TikTok. Um, some big recommendations from me are "Money Machine" by 100 Gex, "Bloodstains" by by 100 Gex. I really like "Kiss Me More" by Doja Cat, and "Brooklyn Blood Pop." That one is really good.
To quote Nicole, you're a zoomer and a boomer.
Yes.
Somehow
Yeah,
managed to.
I also love
Sorry,
old
mom.
rap music, or yeah, rock.
Um, if you were to live as something apart from a human, what would you be?
Oh my gosh. So let me see. I mean, I guess I'll pick something real. I guess if I had to pick an animal on Earth, probably something that could fly because I can't fly and I feel like that would be pretty fun. I just don't know what flying animal I would pick yet.
Don't worry, it might not even need to exist yet.
I know something, yeah, something that could fly. I guess if it doesn't exist, maybe like a
Go
flying
for it.
dragon or something. Doesn't that
No,
sound
no, no.
pretty fun?
Go for a Shiba with wings. That would be
Shiba
perfect.
with wings. What about you, Veld? Would you
Yeah,
pick a
I
Shiba with
already.
wings? You already answered.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Um, I guess the next question here is, how does it feel to be basically an owner of a community that has millions of users and bot developers in it?
I would say it's a I mean, it's both exciting and scary. It's a huge level of responsibility and something I guess I didn't share this earlier, but my whole background is really product management. And I guess in every job I've taken, like I've always just cared so much about building incredible products for different users and helping solve their problems. And so I think it's exciting and scary, big level of responsibility, but I'm excited to, improve Top GG and build the future of it with all of you and hear your feedback along the way.
Awesome. I guess a pretty important question from our users here is, seeing as there's 20 plus job openings, where is the funding for salary coming from? Will it affect directly or indirectly end users, bot developers, or auctions? And how do you plan to monetize the site in the future?
So one thing that I saw a couple questions sort of related to this, and I wanted to explain that both top GG. Sorry, I've been saying the dot because a lot of my friends who are not familiar with it don't understand what it is, so I have to explain it. It is a site, so bear with me as I flip back and forth. But basically, Top GG and Metal TV are part of the same holding company, and recently that holding company has raised a significant funding round, but we haven't announced yet. And so that is where a lot of the funding for salary and growth is coming from. And also, I think there were some questions about, wait, there's so many 20 plus job openings, et cetera. You see that not all of them are listed on the site yet because we plan to grow, over the next year or so. But one thing that is not super well known is Top GG also owns DonateBot. So some of those positions are going to be focused on the core product, search and discovery. Some are going to be focused on the payment experience of auctions, DonateBot, et cetera. And some of those roles are not all developer roles. Some of them are, product managers, designers, data analysts, other supporting roles as well. If that helps answer the question. And I guess there was also a question on will it affect directly or indirectly end users, bot developers, or auctions? We're hoping this effect of hiring more will be, dedicating more resources just to improve Top GG overall. So as you watch our site and our company grow, we expect there to be, really great product changes for everyone. And the last part of the question was, how do you plan to monetize the site? So today you can buy ads through auctions on Top GG. So that's what we have today. And you can always subscribe too if you don't want to see ads.
The next question is, what are the kind of current plans do you have for DonutBot going future, and will you be supporting more payment methods such as PayPal? Because right now only PayPal is supported, and do you have any plans to expand that?
Great question. For the short-term future, there's only 4 team members. So me, Veld, Zatera, and Kyoyu, and I cannot code. So 3 people who can code. So right now we're really focusing on the core site experience. I think for the future of DonateBot, that's something that we're going to sit down as a team and really focus on after we can support the main site. But I think that is some fantastic feedback we'll incorporate as we dedicate more time to it.
I guess also, where do you kind of see Top GG in the future? And I guess it's good to reiterate what your plans are over the next quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. So for this next quarter, our main focus is really going to be on hiring and also focusing on getting our site redesign out so that our team isn't maintaining multiple sites. And as part of that site redesign, we want to make sure the core flows for all of you are very stable and working well. So that is going to be our priority for this quarter. But going forward, I'll share this again. In the last AMA, I shared both the mission and the vision of Top GG, and we can talk a little bit about the future too. So our mission is that we're here to make the metaverse accessible, which sounds really meta, but basically all of the online experiences, communities, etc., we want to make them very accessible. And our vision is be the #1 platform for communities and creators to be discovered, empower them, and accelerate their growth. And so today, if you look at Top GG, it's the #1 place to find Discord bots and servers. and Discord is just one place in the metaverse. But going forward in the future, we want to make sure that, discovery experience is really incredible and works really well, but we also want to expand to other places in the metaverse, and those are TBD, but could include spaces like Minecraft servers, for example, to throw something out there. And then also, I guess you heard part of the mission, like we do want to think of more ways to help communities and creators be discovered and empower them and accelerate their growth. So building hopefully more tools and ways for all of you to have your creations discovered.
There have been multiple questions from our community members around the kind of relationship that TopGG has with Metal, and I guess reiterating that from the last AMA, and just explaining how you also got into the position as CEO here and how your relationship with Metal kind of led to that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So the relationship between TopGG and Metal, they are two, I guess, separate companies, even though we're part of this holding company. I think a good example you could look at is Alphabet, and you see that Google, YouTube, Waymo, Nest, et cetera, are all sort of under Alphabet, but they're still their own companies, for example. We do, it's nice though, because we get to brainstorm with the Metal team or talk to them as well, and also think of creative ways where we can work together. And so in the beta, you might have seen on the main page a game kind of component on the right that's powered by Metal, for example. So I think there's some interesting ways we can work together as well, but that's something both companies will be figuring out together. One thing that I didn't mention is, when you get hired, we're hiring a lot, you do get stock in the holding company, which covers both the companies. The other part, sorry, Zig, what was the other part that, I should touch on kind of my journey of how I found TopGG or got to know the company?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about that. So before the pandemic, which was, oh my gosh, is that a year and a half ago or more? I feel like I lose track of time over because of COVID, et cetera. But I got connected to Pim, who's the CEO and founder of Metal and the holding company. And at the time, Metal was looking for a VP of product for Metal, and a friend who did a lot of gaming investments for Tencent connected us. And at the time, I had already signed my offer with SoundCloud and was planning to move to Berlin to work there. And so I said, hey, I'd be happy to talk to Pim, but I don't really know if I can interview right now, but I'm always happy to talk to other people who love building products for creators or online communities. And so we had a really great conversation. We stayed in touch. We did a partnership between Metal and SoundCloud. And then earlier, oh, sorry, you hear the puppies in the background. I have Meepo, my puppy, and I'm babysitting my sister's puppy too. But after, I guess, time passed, et cetera, and then Pim and I stayed in touch. And a couple months ago, Pim hit me up and said, hey, we're looking for a CEO for TopGG who has a product background and also experience in different creator products, developer products, online communities. And then I got to meet the team and had some great conversations with Veld. And I guess that's where the story goes. Veld, if you want to chime in and add anything I missed, let me know too.
I think that was, it was pretty solid. Mostly what we were looking for was someone who really had a great product vision. As I personally am more of a tech guy, it was really hard for me to do both at the same time. So really, I'm just really happy that we have someone who shares basically that responsibility with me now.
Yeah, and I'll say, especially, I don't know if everyone's familiar with the term product management, but I'm always someone who's done my best work when having a partner that's really, really technical. And so I think that Veld and I make a really great team and balance out each other's skill sets, and we also get along really well. So after meeting him and learning more about the team and the community, I said that this is an amazing opportunity and I can't pass it up. And now I'm here.
I guess one of the questions here is also becoming the #1 discovering platform for all platforms is ambitious, but will there be other TopGG communities for the platforms you expand to?
I think that question is something we still have to figure out. So if that's something that all of you would like to see, let us let us know. I think that is a question that we'll figure out together. And yes, the vision is quite ambitious, but it's a long-term vision, and so we'll have to figure out, what steps to take to get there and pivot as needed.
A question here is, I guess, more pointed towards Val and also you, Kristin, but also, are there any planned changes for the queue system and how we kind of go through bot reveal as we kind of grow to have more essentially entities on the site? Will bot reveal in itself change at all?
Do you want me to take this?
Oh yeah, felt sorry. I wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah, if you want to take this one, that would be great.
I think it's a really tough question that we've been talking about quite a lot already. One thing that I personally am not a fan of is having to review everything. Something that would be way more interesting is, for example, testing it or gauging it on smaller amounts and then fully showing it on the site, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's still a lot of discussion about that.
And I guess for Kristin here, would you consider yourself a weeb?
Oh my gosh, I'm cracking up because I love that this got asked in the staff AMA and the one earlier this week and this one. I would say yes. I'm a big fan of Japanese culture, and I've watched lots of anime, I've read lots of manga oh my gosh, all the way back when Sailor Moon first came out, up until now. And I've probably been to Japan almost 10 times. I love the food. And yeah, yes, we have bonded a lot on delicious food. I also love sushi, just like Veld. I could never get enough sushi. But yes, I guess I have been told I am a weeb, so I guess I am one.
Awesome. That's generally most of the questions gone through. Most of them have been answered in the previous AMA or generally are covered. So I don't know if you guys want to talk a bit kind of about what the general plans are in more depth or kind of more about yourselves while people ask questions in the AMA questions channel.
Sure. Oh my gosh. I see the cereal or milk first question again. No one heard that from the first AMA. This is where Veld and I are debating right now, actually.
Don't worry. If you want to know, I totally abused this podium before to ask things like, is Coke or Pepsi better? I think it's kind of funny. So let me know.
Okay, I'm looking at general. Okay, well, I'm always cereal first, but Veld.
To be fair, last time I was playing Devil's Advocate.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can get along if we put the milk first. But
who puts
okay,
milk first?
I don't know. Something. Yeah. Always reverse, and then Coke or Pepsi. Okay.
Yeah, that's important.
Coke.
That's important.
Coke.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thank
Not Pepsi. Oh, gotta be Coke. The Mexican Coke is the best too.
Wait, there's a difference?
Yes. I think it's a sweetener.
Oh, I see. That's interesting, actually. I didn't know that. Is American Coke also different?
I think so. I would have to do some more research, but I know here, at least in California, it's a big thing. Like if a restaurant or somewhere has Mexican Coke, everyone's like, "Oh, I want that."
Oh my god.
Yes.
That is actually big.
I'm scanning the AMA questions. I'm trying to think of any other Sorry, let me just check if there are any other big topics to share
I've got
about.
a couple of questions here.
Yeah.
So the first one here is, will Top GG ever have a March?
Merch. This
Oh my
is
god.
something. Oh my gosh, I can't make any I don't think we can make any pros here, but I will share something I'm excited about. So if we do have any news on that, we'll definitely
Yeah.
let you all know.
I think for now the important thing is that we redesign first and then make.
Yes.
I feel like if we would make merch now, it would be like such a waste of effort.
Yeah, I think priorities, hiring the team and then also getting the redesign out and getting the site more stable. Once we're in a good place there and have the good foundation, we can start taking on more projects. And I think we'll have more people too.
Also, I guess, would you consider yourself to be a good gamer?
No, I think I consider myself to be I enjoy playing a lot of games that I'm very bad at. So I've played Dota and Apex with Val, so he can attest to that, but I still have a lot of
Oh, we
fun.
almost won.
Oh yeah, that's true. Usually the complaints about me in Apex, I'm usually looting when the team gets into a skirmish. So I used to play with my cousin. He's like, Kristin, we're in a fight. Oh, are you looting again? But I have a lot of fun playing. I don't think I wouldn't consider myself very good though, or I usually don't play ranked in a lot of games because I'm not that good.
Wait, might it be I see a question regarding hiring. Do you mind if I quickly answer that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Trusted Mercury here asked, are you taking interns and or people above 18 for your development team? Right now we're looking for senior people to basically take ownership on the main lower than 18. Right now we're looking for senior people to take on ownership on the main components of our site. I think right now there is no option in taking interns or part-time people.
Yeah, I would add that right now it's full-time people, so we're not able to take anyone who's currently a full-time student, for example. But when they graduate, please apply. And also, I guess, intern program, it's we just have so much to take on right now that it's something we can't necessarily support. But perhaps when we grow in the future.
Ooh, this one might be kind of interesting. The one Mac asked person.
Oh yeah. Oh, yes, there's a designer job opening listed, but the new designer is already well underway. What role will the designer play in the new team? So we are looking to hire our first UX designer, and I think this person will have a big task ahead of them. I think that there'll be, there's definitely some small fixes, but really we'd love for them to take on like designing for scale. Like how would we design towards our new vision and think about, a couple years in the future, what could that look like? And also work backwards from the redesign to get to there. I think also that designer would take on a lot of research responsibilities too, and get to know the community, help us figure out like the personas in the community, etc. So, and also even though the redesign is launching, there's always ways to improve search or areas that we're seeing. So they'll handle a lot of that as well, and really set, I think, the foundational design questions and culture for the team.
Mm-hmm. One thing also really important is that while we already have a design system, we really need someone who has a lot of experience to keep it consistent with the rest of the site. Building new components for new features we might be building, and also making sure that everything that we build is of high quality before we actually start developing it, because that'll save the development team a lot of time.
Yes. And I think too for design, like typically a role of a designer too is to almost be right, like a champion for, not only the users, but also making sure the site is easy, simple to use, and also accessible. So I think the team has done a great job of doing our best for accessibility features, but I think having a dedicated designer could really help us up level there too.
I see a question that I really want to answer. Question by Clab. Will you guys ever change how the trending bots work? For example, making it any bot that is just gaining votes fast. Just a random example. Something that is kind of interesting that we're looking into is making our whole discovery algorithm way more interesting. Of course, this is something that's a little bit longer term, but we are looking into making this more dynamic for everyone.
Yes. And also, I think just general or exciting topics to dig into for any search and discovery product, right? Better recommendations, better personalization, etc. So
yeah,
that'll be really fun to dig into going forward.
I guess I can jump in here if you guys are okay with asking a question. I guess the first is, would premium TopG accounts ever have the ability to provide own bots, their own customization, Vanity or else? And kind of where do you see TopG's premium going in the future in terms of like what we'd be providing to our premium users?
I think for that specific feature, that is some right now we've been so focused on the redesign, we haven't really had a chance to, brainstorm for the future. But if you have requests like that, that is fantastic feedback for us to hear, because something that's important to us is, allowing different developers or creators to express on the site and empowering you. So if those are things that are important or you're excited about, like, we would love to hear them loud and clear. And sorry, the second part of the question, Zig, was, what was that on again?
Kind of, do you see any new features coming along with premium?
Oh,
Anytime soon?
premium.
Yeah. Like, what do you think
Yeah.
we'll be providing in the future with premium, if
Yeah,
anything?
I guess I would put the question back on, the community here. Like, we would love to hear, what would you be looking for in, if we were to transform the premium offering, what would be important to you? What would you be looking for? This is something we do want to prioritize in the future after we really get the redesign out.
Great. A more personal question here is, out of all of the previous jobs you've had, which one was your favorite?
Oh my gosh! So excluding Top GG, I would say
It's still
my
GG.
it's Top GG, but excluding my current job. Oh my gosh, out of all, I guess I'll do my tech jobs. I'd really say Twitch was probably my favorite, and that's honestly one of the reasons I kind of wanted to come back to gaming adjacent, because I've got into work in music, or I guess Pinterest is more different categories like food, weddings, etc. And then LinkedIn was a bit more professional, but Twitch is where I felt like I got to work the closest with the community and, the different game developers, extension developers, mod authors, and the streamers themselves. And I really love building products with the community. And so that was really fun. And I definitely miss playing a lot of games with my team too, and bonding over that. But I think Twitch was really fun. It was just at a really exciting time when the company was growing really quickly, and I remember being there, and it was such a big deal when Drake and Ninja went stream together. And then I think in Ready Player One they said something about watching Twitch streams, and so it was just a really fun time to be there and build products.
Awesome. I think that's mostly from what I've gathered so far. So we can just take anything that kind of pops up in general or AMA questions.
Oh, great. I see some, well, I guess, Sater, not to put you on the spot, I did see some questions on asking for introductions to the other team members. I mean, I guess if you're comfortable, you could totally come on stage or maybe give intro in the channel, but I'll let, I think for the other team members, if they like to give intros, we can share.
Mm-hmm.
or they can type in the channel.
Hi. Sorry, I'm used to listening on the side here, but in terms of introductions, yeah, I'm Zatara. That's how you pronounce it. Not Ixetera or whatever. I'm from Turkey, I guess. I work on the front end for the site, although I'm technically full stack, meaning I just fix whatever's broken for the most part, and on top of all the other things I do. Let's see, what else goes into a good introduction? Ooh, man, you really
Quick,
put me on the spot,
quick,
Kristin. What
go to WikiHow.
we can?
WikiHow,
I
how
guess,
to
well,
introduce.
now you have to maybe you have to say your favorite food because Veld said
Yeah.
he said sushi. So
Favorite food.
But he's just gonna say the same thing.
Sushi is a tough one.
or also
no, it's just
favorite.
gonna-
I think the other questions were favorite coding language. I think that was asked before.
Okay. I'll tell you what my favorite food is.
Okay.
Probably. Ooh, you know what my favorite food is? Hawaiian pizza. There you go. Argue about it.
Oh, let's
Oh.
go, my boy. Guess
I
what I
like
have in the oven
pineapple
right
on
now?
pizza.
It's an Hawaiian pizza.
I like pineapple on pizza. I know it's controversial, but
No,
it's really
pineapple.
good.
That's where it belongs.
It is delicious.
All right, well, boys, time to pack it up. I think Top G is cancelled from now on. The entire sometime.
Yeah, I
Oh,
also
boy.
see, yeah, there's some interesting questions on if we get into, I guess, arguments, but I would say that in, one thing that we care a lot about at Top G is having really transparent communication, feedback. Anyone should be able to share their mind. If you go to the bottom of any of our open job postings, you can actually check out our company values. I would say we have really healthy debates and discussions around, opinions on design or building the right thing, and that's how we get to build the best products. So I wouldn't call them arguments, but we do welcome a lot of feedback and listen to each other's ideas and collaborate.
By the way, I think this is really funny, but like 30 to 40 people left after we said Hawaiian pizza was good.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Some people can't handle the truth. That's not my
True,
problem.
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I'm just gonna point something out. People have been asking about like, can I be self-taught or formal qualifications? If you don't have a college degree, that's not a problem. We look for skills, not for college degree. So,
Yes.
if you want a job where your college degree is gonna help, you get the job. Maybe Top GG isn't this one. You actually need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I can add on to that if you want. So far, I think I've gone through like 80 different resumes, and I've never looked at education. It really like attitude and your actual like projects or previous work is way more important to me than your schooling.
I think school in general sort of represents like if you were given a task, are you able to take it to completion, even if it's like just random nonsense or whatever? And I think that's what a lot of big companies look for, but that's not really one of the criteria that's important to us. I think being able to be a team player and take ownership for the product we're working on is much more important than just, being a code monkey who can just take a task and complete it without like complaining, because well, at least that's how I see it. But if you have good initiative, if you have good projects, then I'll look at your resume. You'll put a smile on my face, and we'll have an interview.
Yes, and I think we're looking for people who are really collaborative and also passionate and want to solve problems together. And I'll say that for also, the non-dev jobs, like I don't look at education either. It's really about, your experiences, what skills can you bring to the table. It's not really about what I don't even think you can go to school for product management unless that's changing. But we do look for we're a lot more experienced and skills based.
That's actually, now I have a super interesting question, but I remember you said you went to school, but what did you major in?
Oh, me. Okay, so I did go to undergrad. I went to Cornell, and I majored in something called industrial and labor relations, which at the time I don't honestly, when I was graduating high school, I didn't even know what that was. They sent out a pamphlet and said, "Oh, do you like problem solving and do you like debate, etc." And honestly, back then maybe I watched too much TV, those fun law shows. And I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. I did take
same.
one law class and did not like it. Labor law was not fun. I did not enjoy it, and then I said, you know what, I'm just going to take classes I'm interested in. I guess Cornell has these 7 schools and ILR is one, and so they were really flexible with the curriculum. So I took classes in the business school. I took some classes in the engineering school, etc. And yeah, and I think over time, I found my way to product management by working, like I worked in consulting, I worked in finance, I worked in data and analytics, and then I found my way to product management. So I did see some questions around, I think I've gotten different questions on career paths, etc. I think a lot of us on the team really feel like, anything could really be learned and any skills could be acquired. I did see one question, maybe this is for Veldon to Terra. So any tips for people below 18 who want to go into computer science when they grow up?
Ooh. Actually, I think earlier in a previous podium, I also did a pretty large sum up on like what I recommend for like a path forward. But I'm also curious what Zed thinks.
Yeah, I have very strong feelings about this one. If you want to get into computer science, I think the most important thing is I don't want to call it passion. Like, it's not one of those things where you either you're passionate and you're successful, you're not passionate, you're unsuccessful. But the one like consistent marker of success that I've seen is if there's a topic that interests you within computer science, or just programming. You don't have to think of it as computer science. You're like, I think this applies to a lot of people here, but Discord bots, for example, it's an incredibly good way to get started with programming that most people don't actually look into when they're learning programming. Because I don't know how many of you all are self-taught, but I'd imagine if the people here who have the Discord bots, you got started because you were interested in making a Discord bot, you have such an advantage over people who are going into just classes, oh, okay, I'm going to go to my first C++ class. This is a pointer. Like the approach that you take to learning programming is so much more dynamic and involved compared to people who are just going to go to school and sit down and learn programming because that's their major. And I think that's what I would recommend to people. But it's also kind of a hard recommendation. Like if you can have that drive and follow that, you're already in such a good spot. Like it's up to you to just keep that up. Like you're doing well. So that would be my recommendation. But how do you recommend somebody to be excited about learning? I don't know.
I always think that when it comes to programming and computer science, the reason why I got interested in it is because there was a creative outlet. I didn't really mind that I had to program. Actually, before I became a programmer, I was an animation student, so that's kind of interesting. I always really liked building worlds, and what is more interesting than actually make these worlds move? So that's what my main reason was for moving into programming. Wait, what? Kristin, I didn't know you were leaving. What is this?
Oh wait, what? I'm not leaving. Who said no? I'm not. No, I'm not leaving. No, I'm not leaving. A possible cause. If
I thought it was such a
get
funny
killed by
question.
like a freak accident, then yeah, I'm not alive. But
my
no,
God.
I'm not leaving. I really hope that doesn't happen. I am not, aside from like a really bad like medical emergency, I don't have any plans to leave. But yeah, interesting question.
I'm actually so this is more of a question from me to you, Kristin, but I'm curious.
Yes.
What do you value the most when it comes to being a product manager? Because You said you've done that quite a lot.
Yes, I think so. There's a lot of different skills I look for, and I did see some questions. I'll post some resources on product management in the channel. I saw a question. I fortunately can't take one-on-one chats. I get a lot of inbound, but I have some kind of recorded talks or resources that I can share that are accessible to everyone. But the most important, what I look for and what I found so valuable for product managers, one of the number one things is it's got to be user empathy. So or empathy in general, right? Do you care about the people you're building for or the customers you're building for? Can you put yourself in their shoes and understand the pain points and the problems they're going through? And then also empathy as a product manager, you're almost like the CEO of your product and no one's reporting to you, but you have to work with a really, cross-functional team to align everyone on a shared vision or mission for that product and get it launched. So you have to collaborate really, really well with different partners from people who are going to be more technical than you, like engineers, to other people who are not technical, like the PR team or the marketing team or even sometimes the legal team. And so I think another skill set is being able to, think really high level, be strategic, but also be willing to get into the weeds. So if something needs to get done to ship the product, you do it. So, or you wear different hats. So at Twitch, for example, we had a tiny user research team and my team didn't get any support. So I did all the user research for my team so that we could make the best product. At Pinterest, my team didn't have a product analyst. I kind of wore that hat at the product manager, did all those analytics. So I think kind of that, what I call it, it's like a mix of resilience or willingness to, like, no ego. I think being humble is really important, having no ego, and just working really well with other people. I know I gave you a lot of different qualities that I look for, but I think all of them are really important and kind of making, right, you got to make data-driven decisions, but you also have to listen and input that qualitative data too.
Actually, that's so much.
Yeah, I know. I can talk a lot about this, but I'll put. I did a recording recently for Road Monk podcast on product sense. When it comes out, I can share it. But I think, people often say product sense, but it's like, what does that mean? I think you develop that from really like connecting with who you're building for and keeping like a pulse on market. What's Let's see. I'm scanning the channel. Veld, I wonder, I see a lot of questions again. I know we covered in the first AMA, but maybe if you could give a quick explanation of Gilded. I see a lot of questions on that. It might be good to just touch on it again.
I don't think we really touched on that
Oh, we
last
did.
time.
Oh, sorry. It's okay.
I don't really know what to say about that right now.
I'm sorry I put you on the spot, but I guess what we can
No,
say
it's
is
okay.
we hear your questions, and once we have more information, we'll get back to you.
Right now our focus is the redesign. That's basically what I want to say on that.
Let's see. I guess this is a more fun question. Have you been in contact with any big people like song artists or Twitch streamers while working your past jobs, like Twitch and SoundCloud and others? I would say yes. I got to meet Ninja, Shroud, Josh OG. I've met a ton of I met Dylan Francis too. I think as part of the job, if you work at these different companies, you often get to meet the creators. So like I have some friends at TikTok, a lot of their job is meeting the really great TikTok community or having them for events. So I think if that's something that's interesting to you, I think you would get the opportunity to do that at any of those companies, but maybe more so in different roles like community management or research versus other roles that are more internal. All right, I think I guess Zig, Feld, Satara, any other questions, or should we wrap up the AMA?
Yeah, I'm fine with
Just
either.
kidding. Yeah, yeah. If you see anything interesting in the channel, I'm just there's a lot of questions in the AMM channel, so I'm just scrolling it.
I don't.
What we can do is keep the AMA questions channel for a few more days and kind of just answer any more questions that we might have missed, and then archive that later on.
Sounds good.
We can wrap up here. Yeah.
Something that I don't understand is that people think that I've been demoted to CTO. That's not true, actually. It's like
Yeah, that's absolutely not. Yeah, that is not demoted at all.
dang.
Yeah, we're all part of the team, and it's
I,
really important. And I hope you can see from our answers and values, like we want everyone who's part of the team to be really empowered. But sorry, Val, I
yeah.
totally interrupted you.
No, but I feel like a better way to think about this is that our leadership team increased rather than
Yes,
someone replaced someone else.
absolutely. Yes, our leadership team increased, and I think that right, Veld's been doing an amazing job, but there's just one of him, and there's only so many hours in a day, and so I think I can take on kind of the product management side, and then Veld can take on the technical side, and together
And I'm
we'll
forever grateful for
yeah.
that.
Yes, and I am also forever grateful because I cannot code. But I think that's how you build, that's how you build the best products. Like we balance each other out and have different skill sets. So yeah, Velt has not been demoted. I don't know why people keep writing that.
Play to your strengths.
Yes.
And being a CEO wasn't my strength. So I feel like I've said this many times already, but I'm very happy with this change.
I did a very scientific poll earlier, asking if people wanted to ask us questions about development, and it seems like there are a few people interested. So I'm
down
pretty
to
sure our
stay,
time is our time is running out with Kristen. I'm pretty sure she has 8 more meetings to go to probably.
Yes.
As is see, I don't even have to look at the calendar. So if you're interested, I'd be down to stay and answer. Talk about programming.
You wanna talk about programming on Friday night at 10 p.m.?
That's
my
what I
God,
do for
bro.
fun. It's either that or I go back to learning Rust. Like what?
Why would you learn Rust? Just learn C++ like a real boomer.
No.
But yeah, I think we can go into a closing ceremony then. Do you want to take that, Sig?
Yeah, I guess thank you guys for coming. If we couldn't get to your question in this or the last AMA, we'll keep the AMA questions channel open and we'll try and answer as many of those over the past few days. We'll probably try set some type of chat up in the future so you guys can ask questions once again. But we're glad that you guys are here and hope that you guys got most of your questions answered. Also keep in mind that if you want to give feedback about our platform or anything, you guys can do so. We're always open to that. And if you missed the previous AMA, we'll be posting the recordings for this one and the previous one later in the AMA questions channel. So you guys don't miss anything. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Cool. Then I'm going to pretend I'm an American and I'm going to clap just like the airplane has landed.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Oh, did the airplane land?
Is this okay, I don't do this, but I've seen this meme. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you everyone so much for all of the amazing questions, and also big thank you to Zig for being our fantastic host.
I tried my best.
Yes. Thank you very much.
And please keep the feedback coming. I'm hoping this will be the first of many follow-ups. I know there's some questions. Unfortunately, can't accept DMs right now because I can barely manage my my Discord. But if you put them or write I'll talk to the staff team to see a good way to figure out how to get like general site feedback, etc. And I think I'm hoping this will be the first of many kind of AMAs in the future. But for now, if you have questions for me or things, we're going to keep the AMA questions channel open, or questions for the team, etc. That'll be open, so we can follow up there.
Something that might be interesting, by the way, Kristin. I don't know if you're comfortable with it, but I think specifically the person in AMA questions might be interesting if they're also if you're open to, for example, email questions.
Oh yeah, let me try to figure out the best way to manage it. I usually try to do it in a more public form, so if people have the same questions, I can respond. But if you, maybe Twitter could be good, or right here. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Then
Cool.
if you're
Thanks,
down for
everyone.
it, said we can
Yeah,
talk a
I'm
little
down
bit
to-
about programming.
Okay.
I'm
All
down to
right,
talk about programming,
I'm
man.
gonna run off to my next meeting, but thanks everyone for having me and for all the great questions, and enjoy all the programming talks. All right,
Thanks.
bye.
Have a
Bye.
lovely weekend in advance, Kristin.
Thank you, and to the rest of you as well. Happy Friday, everyone. Bye.
Bye.